Hui mai nei, I raro I tēnei whenua tapu o koutou o tauranga moana. Kei te tautoko I ngā mihi ko mihi I koutou I tai mai nei ki te whakanui te kaupapa o te rānei. Ka huri atu au ki a kōrua Martin me tō pāpa I hanga ana tēnei kaupapa. He kaupapa hohonu, he kaupapa whai atu te tūnoranga tiratanga o tō tātou nei treaty. I runga I tuatau āhuatanga kei te mihi atu au ki a koe. Ana ko tāku nei mihi whakamutunga ki a koutou ki a tātou katoa, ngā kanohi ora o te ao. Tēnā tātou katoa, kei te whawhai tonu te kaupapa mō tātou. I'm privileged today to be in this electorate. I want to pay particular respects to the New Zealand First Party, to Brendan Horan, to the Green Party and to the Labour Party and the Māori Party who have consistently stood together against the TPPA in this election, last election. And I think it's really important that we start to define who the opposition is to this government and why we oppose this government. And one of the key planks of our opposition is the negotiation of deals in secret like the TPPA to take away the democratic rights of ordinary citizens. So thank you the people of Tauranga, thank you the tangata whenua of Tauranga, thank you the people who have come here from Paengaroa, Rotorua and in the Bay of Plenty to stand up today with the other people in the other 14 cities of this country protesting to say no to the TPPA. Look to the person next door to you, look to the person next door to you and give them a hug. It's only by us working together, whatever political affiliation, that we can stop the TPPA. It's not about party politics, it's about simple democracy. And John Key and the ACT Party are taking away our democratic rights. That is at the fundamental discussion point of today. The second thing I want to say is that for us who are treaty rights activists, there is an internal responsibility of this nation to us for the Treaty of Waitangi, not to external documents like the TPPA that take away the sovereignty of this country. That is really important. And surprisingly, I stand with Winston Peters, who doesn't support those of us who ask for separate Māori voices on that issue. The New Zealand First Party have been really clear that the TPPA is an attack on the sovereignty of this country and does it in a number of ways, and the Mana movement supports that position. The third thing is, we are quite different to two of these discussions around it. We're really clear we must stop this in its tracks. And why must we stop it? Because we have to stop the model of negotiation that allows Tim Grocer and faceless bureaucrats to spend more money than they spend on feeding the kids at school to negotiate the rights of this country to multinational companies. It's really simple stuff. Tim Grocer has spent an enormous, obscene amount of money travelling the world to try and get 12 nations to gang up on ordinary citizens of this country, to give privileges to multinational corporations so that they can sue our country if we actually introduce laws that stop them from affecting local rights. We are asking today, as part of that, to support our petition against the Rena on the reef. It's a real local example of how multinational corporations get away with things, and it's left to us, the locals, to clean it up. They should be required to remove it. They should be required to compensate us. They should be required to ensure that the tangata whenua have food forever. Not the kind of backdoor insurance negotiations that are taking place so that we don't offend some of these already existing international agreements. The last thing I want to say, it's really important we have more of these rallies in the Bay of Plenty. We are being affected by so many things with this TPPA. And I want to talk about bees in this. I'm really worried about the death of bees. I'm really worried what that's happening to our industries, our horticultural industries, but to our ability to feed our own. Where is the outrage on those issues? They are subsumed in a discussion about how much money we're going to make from China. Well, while we're over there worrying about how much money we're going to get from exporting China, our very livelihoods are at risk by the fact of pesticides and other things affecting our ability to produce our livelihoods. And for Māori and Pākehā in this part of the world, that needs to be prioritised. How does this impact on the TPPA? Well, Monsanto produces the fertilisers that are actually killing the bees. Monsanto is one of the big three that they're frightened of that may sue us in this new environment under the TPPA. But I'm not frightened of Monsanto. I'm more frightened that as a mother I didn't provide for the future generations of this country with the taste of our own food. So, Pākehā, Māori, all of us here today, stand up. We're going to change the government and we're going to stop the TPPA.